Morning, Trainiacs. It is the day after the Half-Ironman World Championships, Port Elizabeth in 2018. The weather out there is not motivating me to go out very much. So today, we're going to talk about what to do the day after a big race to make sure you get faster, make sure you get into the next race with the right mindset, you don't go through that post-race blues, and you're not so sore. You can touch your toes. You can maybe even put on your own socks without the help of your significant others, huh? That sounds like a brilliant plan. Let's do that. Okay, so the weather outside in Port Elizabeth is, let's call it, Taren booked a flight home 2 days earlier than originally anticipated because he's sick of the weather cold. That's a technical term. You can look it up in Doppler. So that means I'm inside again. Let's get into, I think it's 5 things that you should be doing after a race if you want to get faster. Number 1, do something the very next day, like immediately. We don't want to run because that's really compressive and we just compress the heck out of ourselves the day before. You can go for a light bike, but it puts you in a fairly crunched up movement. So today I went for just a little swim, about 20 minutes. Really good to work out all of the junk. So I recommend a swim with some fins and a little bit of pull boy. Even 20 minutes is enough. Next, getting into moving forward and becoming a better athlete. The first thing that you should be doing immediately after a race is writing down, could be in a notepad, could be on a laptop, somewhere. Just start a brain dump of everything that comes to mind, starting about 3 days before the race, right up until the end of the race, even a little bit after. How you feel, what you went through, what you doubted, what you forgot, how the swim start went, how the entire swim went, how it all felt. Write everything down. You want to capture all of those thoughts while they are really fresh in your mind because we're going to use them going forward. Now, the next thing you want to do is this is where we get into the analyzing how the performance actually went. You go to the race results. Ironman makes it really easy for you, but a lot of races have a sorting, and I want you to look at what you did in the swim, the bike, the run, and the transitions. So go into the details of everything. And the first thing you want to do is see your overall placing. So in this case, let's go with my overall placing of 112th in my age group, because those are really my competitors. And what I want to look at is where I placed in each discipline relative to my overall placing. Did I overperform or underperform? So looking at the swim, I was 90th out of my age group. That's 22 spots above my ending placing. What you can also do in the swim in particular is because each swim course is a little bit different, the buoys can be blown, the conditions are a fair bit different, but the pros are really consistent, is look at the percentage difference between your time and the pros. And that's a fairly consistent thing race to race. So in this case, seemingly I had a 3.5 minute improvement off of Coeur d'Alene. And I'd be thinking like, did I improve 10%? Not really. On average, if you look at the difference between myself, the pros, and everyone else was about 3 to 5% fast, not 10% fast. So I got a little bit faster, and I'm going to dig into exactly how much faster I was relative to the pros by doing that delta. Now, in these transitions, you can't see where you were, but you can go and look at a few other people and see, basically you want to look at the pros and they set the standard for fast transitions, see where you placed in relation to them. On the bike, I was 63rd, so I overperformed 49 positions based off my overall position. Bike went really well. Transition, again, you do the same thing. And the run, I underperformed by 115 spots, and that's how it felt to me. So this starts guiding me into a direction of the run is an area that if I'm looking at my direct competitors, I need to perform in the run. Okay, now here's the really fun stuff. These are a few of the apps that I use to start analyzing the nuances of each individual discipline. All right, so starting off with the swim, I like to use Garmin Connect. And this isn't like you need to go and subscribe to a whole ton of services. I'm actually using all of the free services and just a watch. And for those of you that ask, it is the Garmin 935. There, now you all know. I like to use Garmin for the swim splits, and what we can see is that for the first 500 meters, my average pace was 122. Makes sense. I went out hard, then I settled into 127. 132 gave a little bit back. That makes sense because I was going around buoys, but I did not finish great in 134. So that tells me that I did fall off a little bit, and there was actually a time in that last chunk that I was like, oh, I've really just kind of let my mind wander here, and I wasn't pushing myself more. I need to focus more. So that's something that I definitely have to write down to the log. 4, the bike, I like to use Training Peaks here. Again, it's just the free one. And if you analyze the bike effort, what I want to look at is RPM, it's cadence. I want to look at watts, and then I want to look at speed. And then I take the smoothing and I go all the way to the right, because that doesn't really tell us anything if it's up and down the whole way. And what I want to look at is at the end. And what we see is my watts dipped at the end. But why we leave the other two cadence and speed measures up there is because what you can see is actually towards the end, my speed increased even though the watts went down. And that's typically a result of a tailwind or going downhill. So there's nothing here that I really look at as alarming. Basically, as my speed went down, my power did go up. That means I was on a hill. And that's basically how it went every time. The speed and the power were negatively correlated, essentially, and the cadence was fairly stable. That looks good. And the only other thing I would look at is look at your normalized power. That's the average power, taking out the outliers of the really high spots and the really low spots. Relate it to your average power, and that includes your high spots and low spots. And you want those to be within 5% of each other. If they're outside of 5% of each other, that means you went too hard when you went hard. It means you went too easy when you went really easy. So here I'm 7 watts apart. It's like not even 3%. Everything's good. I'm happy with that bike performance. Let's look at the run. This is where I had a tougher time. Looking at the splits, we can see that I did a 409, then a 424. What is this, average pace on the left here? Let's go with that. On the left is the average pace, a 412, then a 424, then a 426, and I was shooting for 425s, then a 412, 419, 419, 419, 428, gave a little bit back, 423, 428, 425, 428, all right around there, 449, 433, 43, 41. So it was right at that 13 kilometer mark that I started giving some back. And that kind of tells me where my breaking point is, and that I could probably use some longer distance running off of the bike, which makes sense because I didn't really do anything longer than about 7K. And what I'm really interested in here is stride. And this is something that I'm starting to play with, that is a running pod that gives you a power metric on your foot. And we look here at the running portion of the stride file. We see that my watts for running were very consistent in the high 270s, low 280s until mile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, basically kilometer 13, and then it takes a dip. And on the right here, we've got leg spring stiffness, basically my ground contact time, my ability to get myself off the ground. And at mile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 is when it took a dip. So this is starting to tell me basically where my breaking point is and where I need to focus on my longer runs. And it wasn't nutritionally. We're going to get to that, but I'm interested in stride and you'll probably hear more about it because you can start looking at this about, did I cook myself a little bit too much on uphills, or where did I go wrong? I think this could be a useful tool. But those are the analyses that you need to start looking at. Next, I want you to start looking at your nutrition. Did you have any nutrition issues? Did you cramp in the race? Did you fade towards the end of the race? Did you have any digestive discomfort? If you did, write down what it was, and there's actually a free resource that you can go to that's at, where's it at? triathlontaren.com/triathlon nutrition guide, and that will guide you through figuring out your ideal race nutrition. We got a calculator, we have recommended products, we have setting your baseline. It's all right there. Go do that. And then the quads don't want to do that. Finally, once you've done all that, pick 3 areas of improvement. The brain works really well in groups of 3. And what I recommend you do is, if you're coming off of an A race, a really important race, probably set another really important race in the 3 to 4 month kind of time frame. You can do less important races in between then, but at that 3 to 4 month mark for a really important race, you want to have worked on those 3 things. And hopefully, because you have started focusing on those few things, and we can talk about what those challenges are if you put in the comments below what you feel your biggest 3 challenges are. Maybe I'll do some videos about that. I like some video ideas from you guys. So do that, comments below, and if you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below, because we might answer your questions about what your challenges are and how to fix them. All right, starting tomorrow, I'm going back home. Yeah. All right, later, Trainiacs.